You guys like my ghetto setup for my video? Okay, so while I'm at it making videos, okay, so I want to talk about my miscarriages. Okay, so a little background story, I guess. The first time I got pregnant, I was not dating the guy. I was with him for about 3 months. We definitely both had a lot of feelings for each other. He was one of the bad boys, and of course, being with him made every one of his friends hate me, of course. Anyway, so, yeah, we were awesome friends, and it wasn't like I gave it up too quick or anything, but we were awesome friends, and, you know, we were messing around, and we had a lot of feelings for each other, and quite honestly, we probably would have had a relationship had I not got pregnant, because I got pregnant, keep in mind, before I got pregnant, I even asked him, you know, what would you do if someone you were sleeping with got pregnant? And he's like, oh, no, I would not ask them to get an abortion ever, and I would, you know, even if me and the girl didn't work out, I would be there for her and at least be there for the baby, and we would still be mutual friends and handle it like adults. And I'm like, oh, you know, that's awesome. And obviously I wasn't planning for it to happen, but so it did happen, and I told him, and he got physically abusive. He was so angry at me, and he was like, oh, you're a whore, you've been with like 4 or 5 different guys, when he definitely knew I was only with him. And it was just a terrible situation. And then his family got in on it and was like, oh, how dare you want to spread your mutated genes, and, you know, I mean, threatening my life. His family was threatening my life. This 40-year-old woman was attacking me on Facebook. I mean, it was just so pathetic and ridiculous. And it just was bad. It was so bad. Then, of course, you know, my family gets in on it because they're like, oh, how dare you talk to my cousin that way? And, you know, it was just bad. It was such a bad experience. And, you know, so the first time I had a miscarriage, I found out and literally had a miscarriage within 7 days of finding out that I was pregnant. So I was still very much in this, oh my gosh, this is so unreal, and this cannot be happening. And I mean, it was so unreal that when I lost the baby, it didn't really affect me, because I was still in this terrible party stage of mine. And man, my TV is making this so loud, check, and I am not liking it. So anyway, I was in this bad party stage, and it was so unreal to begin with that it did not affect me hardly at all. And I didn't much think about it. I did not much think about it at all. And what's actually really, really sad is the first guy that got me pregnant, his name was Kailan, and he actually just died in a car accident March 23rd. So, and even though him and I haven't really been close since all that happened, we talked a few times after I lost the baby, like me and him one-on-one, and he apologized for, you know, the things that had happened, and he did not mean for things to get out of control. And, you know, just like any young person in that kind of situation, he was scared, and he acted violently and rude, and he didn't mean to, and I don't hold anything against him. And so yeah, sadly he died and just a few months ago, and that's just like mind-blowing to me in itself. So that kind of hurt me personally. I mean, even though him and I really weren't that close for the past year or so, you know, it's like he's still to me like a part of me, even though, like, you know, we don't have a baby. He got me pregnant, and I mean, that one situation, you know, was the start of changing my whole life. And so that was crazy in itself. So R.I.P. Kailan, I miss you, and I hope you're partying up there in heaven and watching over, you know, your family and all that. But okay, so there's that situation. Let me check my time. Okay, second situation. I was dating Ross. You guys have seen him in some of my videos for sure. And we were together, we started dating in August of 09, right? Oh my gosh. 09, holy crap. Like, that's just crazy. Wait, is that even right? Is that even right? Maybe it's not right. No, that had to have been 2010, because I turned 20 right when we started dating. Sorry, that was ridiculous. Okay, so I was dating Ross for August, September, October, November, December, January, February. I was dating him for, I don't know, 6+ months. And I had a lot of feelings for Ross. Ross is, you know, I've had 3 serious relationships in my life, and Ross was the last one. And so I got pregnant and I was shocked. But I knew. The first time I got pregnant, I didn't really know. I didn't have any signs. I didn't feel crappy or anything. Second time I got pregnant, I knew it. I couldn't smell Taco Bell without vomiting. Not literally vomiting, but I literally would dry heave just thinking about the word Taco Bell, which is ridiculous because it was my favorite food. I just knew. I felt like crap. I knew. You know when you're pregnant sometimes, and this was one of them. So I found out I was pregnant just a little bit after Christmas. I knew I was pregnant around Christmas for sure. And I think we found out December like 28th or something. And so of course I was instantly already kind of worried because I had already had a miscarriage. And I literally had my miscarriages 3 weeks shy of being exactly 1 year apart. So that just was coincidence in itself or something crazy. So, okay. I found out. I didn't want to tell anyone for the longest time because I was just so worried that I was going to lose the baby again, because the first time I told my family and everything, and then I lost the baby, and a lot of people knew I was pregnant, and then I had to tell everyone I lost the baby, and it just was bad. And then the second time, so of course, the first time a lot of people thought I was making it up, even though I actually had ultrasound pictures and everything, and positive pregnancy tests and everything. People thought I was making it up, all of Kailan's family. So, okay, second time, I didn't want to tell anyone, but I ended up having to get a tooth pulled because I had the worst toothache ever. So I had to tell my mom because I had to. So luckily I didn't tell anyone but like close immediate family. And I literally, I think I started spotting just a little bit like brown, and I was like, oh, that's not bad. Brown spotting is, semi-normal. And, but of course I had my first appointment when I would have been 12 weeks, and I think my first appointment was February 8th, and so I started bleeding just like 3 days before then. So I was like, okay, I have my appointment in 3 days, it's okay, And the day of my first appointment, I had the worst cramps. I woke up, and of course, if you've had a miscarriage, they're not cramps. You are like having contractions because your cervix is dilating to expel the baby. And so I woke up with the worst contractions ever, and which is funny because they were really bad. My cervix was dilated to, I don't know, about the size of my finger, which is not very much, but it hurt. And so I knew I lost the baby. I actually, if this is TMI, I took it out of the toilet and I like cut the sac open, and you could see, the little baby. And this time, this miscarriage, the second one, was devastating. It changed my entire life. I was in love with Ross. I loved him, and losing a baby with someone you're actually with is just completely different. And the baby was in me. I had a missed miscarriage, so the fetus actually died at like 6 or 7 weeks, and I actually expelled the baby at almost 12. So, I mean, I was showing and everything, and it was devastating. Let me check my time. I don't want my camera just shut off last time, and I don't want to do that again. Okay, so quickly wrap this up. So yeah, the second one, that's pretty much what that was about, and I've never gotten tested to find out what exactly happened, although the doctors that have checked my uterus and everything, I didn't have to get a D&C or anything. They both expelled themselves completely naturally, thank God. And the doctor said, they can tell my cervix is fine, my ovaries are fine, so they think that, I either have high platelets or maybe I have like negative O blood type or something. So that's something I will definitely get checked out whenever I end up having a kid again. I will have to make a part 2 if you guys, I'm definitely going to make a part 2 so I can document it for myself, how a miscarriage truly made me feel emotionally and how it still affects me today. So I'm going to end this video real quick before it dies on me, but if you guys have any questions, definitely let me know and I'll definitely answer them for you. Anyway, so alright guys, bye.